Good morning, mathematicians. It is week 14, our Wednesday column. We're going to get started with number 1. Write an expression to find how much of the square is shaded. So I am looking to see how much of this square is shaded, and I'm not just going to report it in its product, I'm actually going to write it as an expression. So the first thing I'm going to look at is how many rows do I have? Well, I have 5 rows, and how many of those rows have some shading? That would be 2 of them. So I'm looking at 2/5 this way. Now, when I take a look this way at the columns, there's a lot of columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So there are 7 columns. Gosh, if I write it up here, I'm kind of in the answer spot. We'll make a new answer spot. And how many of those columns have shading? That is 6 of them, right? So I know that I'm looking at 6/7 times 2/5. So we were asked here to write an expression. It did not say an equation. So we don't need to actually say that that is 12 of 35 shaded. We just need this moment right here. I'm going to put an arrow to show that this is my final answer. And of course, you could reverse those 2 factors and we still have the same idea. Our next question says, Al dente has 1/2 of his magnificent meatball left. He shares this among his 5 friends. We're going to draw a diagram to show this. All right, so let's go ahead and draw a rectangle. I have got a tape diagram here, and he has how much left? He has 1/2 of it left. So I'm going to go ahead and show this is the 1/2 that he has left. Now, he's not going to eat all of that for himself. No, he's going to share it among 5 friends, right? So I have to take this 1/2 and I have to break it into 5 parts. I'm splitting it evenly in 5 parts. And now have I shown the situation? Have I shown 1/2 being shared among 5 friends? 1/2 in 5 parts. Okay, we have done part 1. Now in part 2, it says to write a division expression to show how much of the baguette each friend gets, right? So what we had here was we had 1/2, and that 1/2 was divided into 5 parts, wasn't it? Now, how did each of their individual pieces, how did that relate to the whole thing? Well, they really got one, not of 5, but of the whole baguette. If we divided this half in the same way, there would be 5 parts over here. So really, they got 1 of 10 of the entire thing. Oops, and I said baguette because I was thinking of the last time we did this. Really, we're thinking about 1/10. So I do notice he's got kind of the word baguette here, but again, that's okay. This is relating back to al dente and his magnificent meatball, right? So he gets 1/10 of that, each of those friends. Okay, let's go to our next one. Use the diagram to show 2 being divided into 1/3 portions, right? We're going to give the answer, and we're going to talk about how our answer is really shown what really is happening when we do this question. So here with the diagram, I have 2, and I want to break that into 1/3 portions. So I would have 1/3 here and 1/3 here because here is this part, and it's being divided into 3. And now I'm going to have this part over here because this is my second, and we're going to divide that into 3 as well, right? So here I'm showing 2 being divided into 1/3. So here is 1 divided into thirds, and here is the second part being divided into thirds. Now, the question is, really, how many parts do we end up with when we do that? Well, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So our answer to this is 6. All right. How does part 1 show your answer to part 2? Well, I'm going to say that the diagram, and again, as I'm writing that, I'm really using some of the words from up here. I just double checked to make sure I didn't say tape diagram. It just says diagram. So we're going to write the diagram is split up into 6/3. Okay? And that's really how we see number 1 and number 2 and number 3 working all together. Our last question for today is for each pair of expressions, decide which gives the greater quotient. Explain your answer. So for this part one, would this give us a bigger answer or would this give us a bigger answer? So it's being shared into the same number of groups. It's being shared into 8 groups, right? But here we have more to share. More to share means more in each of those 8 groups. So which one is going to be larger? It is going to be 320 divided by 8. That is going to be larger. We're going to write the reason behind it is that 320 as a dividend, the first part of our division expression, as a dividend is greater than 300. More to share means more in the groups when the group number is exactly the same, right? All right, let's go to part two, our last one for today. What we're sharing is the same. We have 450 to share in 5 groups or 450 to share in 8 groups. So which of these is going to lead to a larger number in each group? Well, that's going to be this one. If we have the same number of things, but we're sharing it with less people, then of course we're going to end up with more. So our answer to this one is the 450 divided by 5. And I'm going to write that 5 as a divisor is smaller than 8. And that is really the heart of this question, thinking about the parts of a division problem.